Guys, Morocco is moving very differently in this particular World Cup. They beat Haiti by 4 goals to 2. I never expected that game to be this entertaining. It was end to end stuff. I love it from beginning to the end. So dramatic. Like, I was one time asking myself, is Morocco going to win this game? But then the second half, they did justice to it. But then I have to applaud Haiti. They did an excellent job in that game. They did not leave the tournament without fighting. They fought really hard, and that I applaud them for. But then let's talk about Morocco. Morocco are true to the round of 32, and I'm very happy for them. As an African, this is the first step. I want to see more Africans join Morocco in the round of 32. I want to see more. But then, guys, this is the first step. Officially, Morocco is there. Now, let's not forget, these are the last group games, and they are all being played simultaneously so that no funny business would be done. So Brazil played against Scotland, but then also at the same time, Morocco was facing Haiti. Now, Brazil won their game, Morocco won their game, and this is how the table is looking like in Group C. If you take a look at it, Brazil sits on top with 7 points. Morocco sits second with 7 points also. Scotland has 3 points. Haiti has 0 points. Now, the reason why Brazil sits on top of this table instead of Morocco is because of goal difference. Now, if you take a look at this, Brazil has scored 7 goals and has conceded 1. Morocco has scored 6 goals and has conceded 3. Now, the World Cup format changed because when the two teams have the same point, normally head-to-head takes precedence before goal difference. But then when Morocco faced Brazil, it was a draw game. So as at this moment, the head-to-head has no place, in this particular conversation. It then goes to the goal difference. And then Brazil has more goals than Morocco. So it is as simple as that. But if Morocco had beaten Brazil, then the conversation would have been different in this particular case. But then, guys, this is why the table is looking like this. And I think it's not a bad one. Morocco are in a good standing. Being second in this group is not a bad thing. You understand? But then let's talk about the possible opponents Morocco are likely to face. They are likely to face Netherlands, Sweden, Japan, which is interesting. But I feel for all these 3 teams, anyone that faces Morocco knows that they're not going to have it easy. Morocco is a very well-disciplined team, and they play very, very well. You will not even know Morocco is an African team. Looking at the way other African teams are playing, defending, Morocco does not defend like that. Morocco play with you. They go boot with you. So Morocco is just moving differently at this particular one. Now, let's talk about what Morocco has achieved so far at this particular World Cup and also in the tournament in total. Now, Morocco has officially booked their place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup round of 32, becoming the first African side to do so. The Moroccan national team qualifies for the knockout stages of the World Cup for the 3rd time in their history. In 1986 edition, in 2022 edition, and also in the 2026 edition. Now, let's talk about this also. Morocco in the FIFA World Cup have had a total of 7 victories so far. Only 7. Now listen to this. Morocco have won 7 World Cup matches in their history, with 5 of those victories coming in their last 2 tournament appearances, which is the 2022 and also the 2026, currently this particular World Cup. Now, let's go through those wins. There are not many, it's just 7. So in 1986, Morocco beat Portugal. In 1998, Morocco beat Scotland. In 2022, Morocco beat Belgium. In 2022, they beat Canada also, and also in 2022, they beat Portugal. In 2026, they defeated Scotland, and also in 2026, today's game, they defeated Haiti by 4 goals to 2. So guys, 7 wins or 7 victories for Morocco so far in the World Cup. Now let's move on. Let's talk about Morocco and what they have built so far over the decade. Morocco is a very dangerous team. I feel for any team coming to meet them, they are moving differently because of what they have been able to do. Now listen to this. They are the winners of the 2025 African Cup of Nations on paper and according to CAF, but we are still considering them as winners. They have been recognized. Winners of the 2025 Arab Cup, Winners of the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Longest winning streak by a senior national team in the international football history. Longest unbeaten streak by a senior national team in international football history. Winners of the 2025 African Nation Championship, which is the CHAN. Winners of the 2025 Under-17 African Cup of Nations. Bronze medalists at the 2024 Olympic Games. Fourth place at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Winners of the 2020 FIFA Nations Championship, which is the CHAN. Winners of the 2018 African Nation Championship, which is also the CHAN. Winners of the Under-23 2023 African Cup of Nations. So far, Morocco is doing amazing with their football from the grassroots to the senior side, and we are all seeing it in full glare and how they are performing currently at the world stage. Now, lastly, Morocco becomes the first African team in FIFA World Cup history to have two different substitutes score in the same match, with 2 goals from Rahimi and also Yassine in their 4-2 victory over Haiti. So guys, these are some of the records concerning Morocco and how they are moving differently at the World Cup. But then let's move away from this and talk about the game itself. I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw the starting lineup, I knew this was the right thing to do. You need to rest certain players for your last game. You need to give other players some game minutes. And when I saw it, I was asking myself, was this going to play out well? Is the coach going to experiment or still maintain his structure but then change the personnel? But then this is what I saw. Same structure, different personnel, but then it was more attacking, it was more offensive. Haiti, they were sitting in a low block and they played that very well. Now, if you take a look at the lineup from Morocco, you understand what I'm talking about. They had players coming in like Al-Kabi, who has not really started any game for Morocco at the World Cup here. They also had Amrabat, who also hadn't started any game at the World Cup here for Morocco. They have Halhal, same, and also they had Salah Eddin, who also hasn't started. So these are few changes, about 4 players being introduced in the starting lineup who normally haven't started since the beginning of the 2026 World Cup. But then these players slotted in very well. But it was a cagey affair in the first half. 4 goals in total, I'm not going to lie to you. And every single time, Haiti were taking the lead. Haiti takes the lead, Morocco equalizes. Haiti takes the lead, and then Morocco equalizes again. So it was kind of, back and forth, and it was end to end. I understand why Morocco kind of suffered and got exposed today, because if you are playing against a low block team, it is just right that you have to commit bodies forward. Now, if you commit bodies forward, that means you have to leave your back line. I mean, you get quite exposed. And this is a team that have very pacey wingers, and they were having counter-attacks over counter-attacks after counter-attacks. And for me, I think the first goal, one mistake, an own goal, but then Haiti scored a very good and very beautiful goal. I think it's the tournament contender for goal of the World Cup. That goal was just brilliant, very nice. But then Morocco, every single time they went down, they came back up again. So in the first half, it was 2-2. But in the second half, things changed with the substitutes that came in. And as I said to you, the record is there. 2 substitutes coming into a game and then changing the whole game. Now, if you take a look at it, the substitutes were introduced into the game exactly in the 70th minute. You have Rahimi coming in, you have Yassine coming in, and both of them, their combination was just lethal, and it helped Morocco get 2 extra goals in the second half. I don't want to dwell too much into it. At the end of the day, Morocco won the game, and I'm just happy for them because Morocco kind of plays differently to what other African countries play. Morocco kind of plays more beautiful football, more expansive football. They are on the forefront, they are very offensive, more fluid, unlike other African countries who will rather resort to defending. And I think everyone in their system, every system works as long as it's giving you results, because Morocco were able to reach the semi-finals the last time because they defended very well. So for me, I think all in all, Morocco are doing what they know how to do best with the kind of players they have, or the pool of players they have. It is right that they kind of maximize, those potentials. So guys, this is where I'm going to end it. I don't want to do this video too long. I'm just excited for Morocco, for getting into the run of 32. I mean, let's see who they face next. I fancy them facing either Japan or Netherlands. I mean, let me know yours. Who do you think Morocco should face in the round of 32? I really want to know that. So guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.